let's just remind ourselves what the cross of planning is all about. And it's very simple to understand what the cross of planning is about, because you just need to understand what these programs are about. The 37th hexagram, which is on the opposite side of the wheel from the 40th, and accordingly the 9th and 16th, which form the cross. This is a program about how, over these 402 years, the tribal programs within us are being civilized, dissolved by a focus that transcends national and racial logic, a focus on the need to improve science and technology. This is gradually, from century to century, organizing itself in the direction of a single human family, where caste-based tribal systems are fading and losing their authenticity and nationalism, though with great resistance. Under the pressure of enthusiasm to be a single humanity, in which technologies are mastered by the efforts of all countries and serve to constantly improve life and health, the only truly significant and profoundly meaningful thing that genuinely matters is that which, inherently creates a certain effortless ease for genuine human communication, an undeniable and profound ease for developing deep and lasting friendship. In that particular sense, it becomes quite clear that, well, of course, we haven't quite reached that ideal state or achieved that ultimate goal just yet, but who truly knows what remarkable and transformative developments will inevitably happen in the course of 100 years from now, shaping our future in unforeseen ways. After all, the cross of planning is doing something, some kind of work for the crosses that will follow. Well, who knows, maybe in 100 years everyone will speak the same language. So, for me, it's obvious that we are moving toward this. A huge amount of work has been done in this direction, not because humanity had some specific intentions, but because of historical processes. So, in connection with this collective program that exists in the cross, and everything collective is homogenization. Everything collective is homogenization. So this drive to communicate comfortably means that everyone must understand the language. It's a drive for everyone to have, in a way, the same realities, to make it easier to understand one another. This is that same homogenized food that is already becoming the same everywhere. And everywhere there is this singular shared possibility, a truly unique and common ground for a universally appreciated common taste. It's not just McDonald's, it's the widespread homogenization of food products across the globe. Well, let's just say I was genuinely quite shocked when we first came to Germany for the very first time in the year 2004. I go to the supermarket, they have the same thing there. Well, that's right, it's all the same. And even the same manufacturers are some kind of separate ones. All these Danones and all that stuff. Well, that is, in short, this is a true desire for unity. So caste tribal systems are fading away and losing their authenticity and nationalism, under pressure to be one humanity. Enthusiasm, because the 16th gate is enthusiasm, to be a united humanity, in which technologies are mastered through the efforts of all countries and serve the constant improvement of life and health. This is what logic cares about. 9 and 16 are our logic. However, we will understand that we are in the cross, but always the first violin in the cross in global cycles is played by the hexagram that the Earth's axis looks at. So the Earth's axis points to the 37th hexagram. And when 2027 comes, the Earth's axis will move to the 55th hexagram. Now we are in the 37th hexagram in the last line, that is in the first one. On February 15th, 2027, the Earth's axis will shift. With our direction in the 55 hexagram, we will get the cross of the awake. Now we are talking about the sleeping. The cross of the phoenix, we will get 55, 59, and 34. Where I went 34, 20, 34, 20, but now we are at 37. This is the subject of our research. That is, what was the planning cross about, in which we are already reaching. That's all. These are the last seconds. And if we meticulously break down the entirety of human history into a measurable timeline, then only the very last fleeting milliseconds truly remain before the profound global cycle completely changes. Consequently, the Earth's rotational axis carefully looks at the intricate 37 hexagram wheel and steadily moves in a clockwise direction along the circumference of this ancient and mysterious wheel, continuing its perpetual motion. 402 years, 7 months, and 6 days keeps everything that happens on Earth in the program of cross-planning, which goes in development from the 6th line to the 1st, from the transition to the discovery, passing through the stages of advertising, formation, mutation, beauty, perversion. I hope you already remember the materials here that we have a very short break. So in this sense, there is of course interest in seeing what Rave tells us. Through all the lines of the 37th hexagram and how it, well, I won't actually go back to the 6th and 5th lines and the 4th, we'll look at it now in connection with the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st lines, yes. So, the 37th hexagram is called the family. Well, if we're talking about the body graph, it's the gate of community. And the gloss of the hexagram reads, at all levels from micro to macro, the cosmic manifestation of the primary nature of communities. So, well, there you have it, this is theme number 1. What is the cross of planning? This is theme number 1, the manifestation of the nature of communities. What can they be like? What are we moving toward? And since this cross is global, it's for the whole Earth. In the end, we are talking about the macro community, about humanity. And the movement goes from the transition from the 6th line. The name of the 6th line is the goal. Its gloss is, the energy to support the family grows with the recognition of its values. And I didn't include the exaltation, the detriment. Well, I just don't have enough space, to be honest, on the slide. And, well, it's not really necessary, like, we don't really need it right now. So the cross begins with the fact that we have a transition from the cross of consciousness where there is nothing tribal, there is no interest in community at all. There is only interest in the cross of consciousness, yes, 63, 64, 5, 15, 5, 35. There is only interest in some kind of forward, progressive movement toward developing an awareness of the logic of life and the meaning of life. The entire cross of consciousness is full of endless reflections on what the world is, what God is, what their relationship is, the world and God. But no interest at all in the progress of such a reality of human life as community. But then the 6th line comes along, and being a transition between that and this, it brings us a goal. The goal is to find out what family is and what its value is, and family in a very broad sense of the word. So it's important to understand that those times when the blood family was the basis for the development of humanity, they ended before our cross of planning. That is, they ended before 1625.